Ready for a deep dive.
Always.
Let's jump into the world of, well, magic, obviously. Harry Potter's La Piedra Filosofal, that's the Spanish edition of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, for anyone who hasn't brushed up on their Spanish.
I do love this translation.
Me too. But anyway, we're taking a close look at the book, and today we're diving into those first magical moments that hint at the incredible journey ahead.
Well, you know, it's fascinating how Rowling, she starts with Harry's ordinary life.
Oh, please, dreary is the word.
Okay, yes, dreary, even life with the Dursleys. But that just makes the arrival of magic that much more powerful, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. The Dursleys. Talk about how not to treat a child.
Right.
Poor Harry. Reading those excerpts, you really get a sense of how isolated he is. Living in a cupboard under the stairs, treated worse than, I don't know.
Worse than a house elf.
Exactly. It's this stark contrast. He's stuck with Dudley, who's nothing but a bully, no friends, obviously, and just completely starved for something more.
And then, bit by bit, the magic starts to, seep in.
Like a whisper here, a flicker there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that cat reading a map. I mean, come on, how brilliant is that?
Oh, it's perfect. And it's our first glimpse of Professor McGonagall, too, isn't it? A witch, and of course, she's a key figure at Hogwarts. But to Harry, it's just, well, odd.
Right. It's just another weird thing in a life full of weird things.
And these little things, they just start piling up. Like the strangers in bizarre clothes who vanish into thin air.
Or how about Harry's hair growing back overnight after Aunt Petunia gives him one of her awful haircuts?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. Like, what's up with that?
And then there's the boa constrictor at the zoo. Don't forget about that one.
Oh, right, where Harry, without realizing it, speaks parcel tongue.
The language of snakes, just, casually.
Yeah, casually speaks parcel tongue. And the boa, it suddenly comes to life. It even has a little chat with him.
Like it's completely normal.
Hold on. For those of us who haven't quite brushed up on our obscure magical languages, what exactly is parcel tongue?
Well, it's incredibly rare, first of all. It's a magical ability to talk to snakes. Most wizards can't do it. And it's, well, a lot of people see it as a dark art,
So right away, Rowling is planting these seeds of intrigue around Harry. It's like she's hinting at a connection to something
Bigger.
and potentially dangerous.
Right. So it's not just that Harry's entering a world of magic. It's that H.E. himself seems to possess an unusual kind of magic, even if he doesn't understand it yet.
Precisely. And these seemingly small events, they're like breadcrumbs, leading Harry toward a destiny he knows nothing about.
And then bam, everything changes.
Oh, yeah.
No more whispers of magic. It's like a dragon roaring into Harry's life.
You know what I'm talking about.
Hagrid.
Hagrid. Right, keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts, this half-giant with a heart of gold.
Oh, he's the best.
His arrival is such a turning point, for Harry, obviously, but for us as readers, too,
Yeah.
We're finally stepping fully into this magical world.
That scene is just seared into my memory. The Dursleys are trying to escape to Marge's.
Oh, all right, Marge. Thinking everything's normal, and bam!
Yeah.
There's Hagrid on their doorstep with this giant, slobbering dog.
And they're terrified.
Understandably.
But for Harry, this is the start of everything. This is when he finds out the truth about his parents. That they weren't just ordinary people. Died in a car crash, the end.
They were wizards.
Powerful ones, too. Members of the Order of the Phoenix. Fighting against, the dark forces in the wizarding world.
And that's where Voldemort comes in.
Right. We learn that he murdered Harry's parents. But Harry survived the attack. That's why he has the scar.
It's chilling. It's seriously chilling.
It is, but it underscores just how important Harry is.
He's not just any wizarding kid, is he? He's got this whole destiny thing wrapped up in Voldemort's, well, everything. His rise and fall. But going back to Hagrid for a second, he also introduces us to this whole other side of the magical world. Muggles.
Right, the non-magical folk. And Hagrid is not impressed with how the Dursleys have treated Harry.
Can you blame him?
Their own nephew. Just because he's a wizard.
Please, they have any room to talk about being normal.
It really makes you think about those two worlds. The magical and the muggle, How are they supposed to coexist?
Yeah, good question.
It's like trying to explain, I don't know, the internet to someone who's never even seen a computer. The Dursleys just cannot grasp the reality of magic.
But Harry, he's like a sponge, soaking it all in.
He's ready for this whole new world.
And what an introduction it is.
Right.
Hagrid takes him to Diagon Alley, this bustling, hidden marketplace where every shop is like, I don't know, stepping into a dream. Goblin bankers,
Yeah.
Wands that choose their wizards.
Potions bubbling away.
Don't forget about the mention of the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It seems almost casual at the time, but boom. We get that first hint of its power to make gold, to grant immortality.
So much foreshadowing.
Right. I mean, on the surface, it's just another magical item. But you get the sense that it's going to be a lot more important later on.
And then there's Draco Malfoy.
Ooh, Malfoy.
The epitome of pure blood privilege, right? Oh, yeah.
Looking down his nose at Harry. Their first encounter, I don't know, it really highlights this divide, even within the wizarding world, you know?
Totally. Malfoy represents everything that Harry isn't. He's got the wealth, the status, that sense of entitlement, you know?
Ugh, the worst. But, okay, then there's the Hogwarts Express.
Yes.
Platform 9 3/4, hidden from Muggle eyes.
Classic.
It's such a classic image.
Yeah.
Stepping through the barrier and leaving the ordinary world behind.
It's symbolic, don't you think, that train ride? It's Harry's transition into this unknown world, leaving the Dursleys, leaving everything he's ever known behind.
And finally, he arrives at Hogwarts.
The castle.
I know. The Sorting Hat has to put him somewhere, though.
Big decision, right?
Huge. And of course, Gryffindor it is. The house of bravery and chivalry.
It fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, given what we're starting to learn about him.
Yeah.
But even in this magical castle, you know, there are still shadows. Like, we meet Professor Snape,
Oh, Snape.
the potions master.
Yes.
And his disdain for Harry is obvious
Yeah.
from the start. There's something about Snape, that air of power and secrecy. It makes you wonder what he's really thinking, you know?
All right. He's a total mystery. And then there's that whole incident with the dragon egg.
Oh, yeah, that Hagrid gets.
Like, that's not exactly standard procedure, is it? Even for Hogwarts.
Not at all.
It's another breadcrumb, wouldn't you say? Something is definitely up. And you just know it's all going to connect back to Harry somehow.
And speaking of connections, there's Harry's encounter with the Mirror of Erised.
Oh, the mirror.
He sees his parents, a whole family, you know, that he's never known, reflected back at him.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. But it shows us what's in his heart, doesn't it?
Totally.
The mirror, it shows our deepest desires.
And for Harry, it's family. It's connection.
Right. This isn't just some adventure story, is it?
No.
It's about something much deeper.
Exactly. Oh, and what about when Dumbledore gives Harry that warning? About the future, I mean.
What does he say again?
He tells Harry, "It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices."
Classic Dumbledore. So wise.
Dumbledore, his words are always so loaded with meaning, you know.
Okay.
He's telling Harry this journey, it's not just about magic, is it? It's about who he chooses to be in the face of, well, everything. The danger, the darkness.
Exactly. And with that, I mean, the stage is set.
Okay.
Right, for this, like, thrilling second half of the book. We've seen the magic. We've met all the players.
And now the real stakes are about to be raised.
So, you know, last time we were talking about those breadcrumbs,
Mm-hmm.
those little hints that something bigger is going on.
Right, right.
Well, things are about to get really intense, like those breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
They're starting to form a clearer path now.
Yeah, it's like we've been wandering through this magical wonderland, but now we're facing like a real forest.
Exactly.
And not a friendly one either.
Not at all. And, you know, one of the first clues we get is Harry's talent for Quidditch.
Oh, he's a natural.
Right.
Like, flying comes easy to this kid.
It's instinctual, almost.
Yeah, totally. But in the world of Harry Potter, you just know it means something more, right?
Always. You see, there's this connection between Harry and Voldemort, and it pops up in some unexpected ways.
Like with the broomstick.
Exactly. It's not just about being good at Quidditch. It hints at this deeper link, this shared ability that makes them both so powerful. Even though they're magic, it comes from very different places.
Okay, see, that alone is pretty wild. But then there's the break-in at Gringotts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're going to rob a bank, why would you choose the one guarded by goblins?
Right. And a million enchantments on top of it.
It's insane.
It's a major turning point in the book. It's not just some bank heist, you know. It's about what was taken, what they were after.
And it all connects back to Harry's visit, right?
Think
To
it's
that
okay.
vault that Hagrid emptied. And...
Well, we still don't know what Hagrid's hiding.
Right, but whatever it is, it's being guarded by a giant three-headed dog named Fluffy.
Oh, Fluffy.
You know, just your average, everyday pet.
Totally normal. Nothing to see here.
Exactly. And then we find out, what is he protecting?
A dragon.
A baby dragon
Norbert.
named Norbert. It's adorable.
It is. Very cute.
But it also shows how deep this mystery goes, you
No,
know.
absolutely. But things get, well, they take a dark turn pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
There's a unicorn, right? Found dead in the Forbidden Forest.
Ugh. I hate that part.
And someone's been drinking its blood.
Okay, so not your average friendly neighborhood vampire.
Not at all.
Definitely not.
This is where the stakes really start to feel, life or death.
Mm-hmm.
The unicorn, that shadowy figure Harry sees,
Right.
it tells us that Voldemort isn't just some, villain from the past. He's still out there. He's getting stronger.
He's coming back.
Exactly. And
But
then we find out what he wants.
the Philosopher's Stone.
It all makes sense now, right?
Yeah, suddenly it's like everything clicks.
The break-in, the stone, Harry's connection to Voldemort, even Hagrid and his, mysterious errands.
It all circles back to this one thing.
The Philosopher's Stone. This object that everyone wants, this key to immortality.
Right, and it makes you think it's not just some magic whatchamacallit.
No.
It represents something a lot deeper,
Absolutely. It speaks to this very human desire to cheat death, to hold on to power forever.
And you can see how that desire, how it corrupts. Like, it's what's driving Voldemort to these desperate, awful actions.
He's obsessed.
Totally obsessed. Okay, and then, well, the big reveal.
Oh, yeah, Professor Quirrell.
The one who always seemed so, I don't know, timid.
Right, mousy.
He's possessed by Voldemort.
Talk about a plot twist.
Oh, no.
Rowling, she's so good at subverting our expectations. Quirrell, he wasn't the obvious villain, was he?
Not at all. He was hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. And the final showdown. In the underground chambers.
So good.
Harry facing this manifestation of evil.
I know. With everything at stake. The fate of, well, everyone.
It's classic good versus evil,
But it's more than that, right?
it's about choices.
Oh, like what Dumbledore said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not enough to be born with these abilities. It's about what you choose to do with them.
And Harry, he chooses good. He chooses love, even after everything.
And then that's how he wins, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Harry's love for his parents, his refusal to give in to hatred. That's how he defeats Voldemort.
The power of love.
Right. And of course, the stone is destroyed.
Gone, protecting the world from Voldemort.
But it does make you wonder,
What's that?
what about Nicholas Flamel?
Oh, right. The
No.
alchemist who created the stone.
Exactly. What happens to him now?
Good question. I mean, that's what I love about Rowling's writing.
What's that?
She ties up the main plot points, but she always leaves these little intriguing questions unanswered.
The best kind of ending.
Right. She's inviting us to keep exploring, to delve a little deeper into this world she's created.
It's a story that stays with you long after you finish reading it,
It does.
Makes you question good and evil, love and loss.
And in the end, it reminds us that even when things are dark, even when things are scary, there's always hope, especially when we choose courage over fear.
Couldn't have put it better myself.